Hello, folks. Welcome to Holding On with Holder, where I talk to interesting people about interesting topics. My name is Steve Holder, and I am your host. Tonight, my guest is Aryo Falakrou, and I hope I said that name correctly. World-renowned architect and author. Welcome, Aryo.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you with me. So tell us about you. Who are you?
Yes, I studied architecture over 35 years ago. And over the many years, I learned many things in terms of architectural construction and interior design. And it was a roller coaster challenge for me to, especially after I immigrated to North America, to start learning the new standards and getting to know the culture and everything, the language. And then the challenges were amazingly great. It was learning curve at the same time, learning how to communicate and how to convince people to hire me. At the beginning, of course, for first 7 or 8 years, I worked for other architects to learn the trade. And of course, I had to go several classes and courses to get to understand the North American standards. But then after I opened my company, my home designer, 15 years ago, exactly this month is the 15th year anniversary of my company. Things changed. I had to develop my own mind and my own ways of getting customers. Within last 15 years, I helped a lot of baby boomers, let's say retirees or becoming retired or empty nesters who were planning to do some improvement in their lifestyle. That means either they wanted to renovate their home or build a new house. So I've learned many of these people have something in common, and they want to have what we call it today is called age in place, that we have to create an environment that it will be safe physically, and they can create a much more a better ambiance, that the chances of slipping, fall, and other things would be reduced. As a result of this years of experience, and within the last 3 or 4 years, I got involved with some personal development gurus that taught me about holistic view of life. And I learned a bit here and there from different people. I knew I myself thought with basically human psychology, philosophy, and holistic view of life. Basically, these are mixed together. I mixed it with my architectural skills and made it somehow to help my clients much better. The result of that was the book that I wrote called Beyond Ages, a smooth transition to independent living. You can find out in my website, which is beyond-ages.com. And what I explain in this book is actually, it has 3 sections. One section is about the experiences that I had. Story is basically storytelling. People like to hear stories, and the stories of my experiences with my clients, like how I helped Mr. Sanger, how I helped Dominic for bringing his mom to live with them, to have the family grow up together, his daughters with the grandma, all that kind of things. And the second section is how physically you can change or improve your living space to make it more safe and secure. That part is more like a how-to or a guide. And the third part is more about how to think of your life in terms of holistic part, like how you can improve your mental health. That is something that is not been looked at as much. If you might check aging in place, everybody is looking at, okay, how you can change your bathroom to make it safe, how you can do the hallways to make it safe, how do you do your kitchen to make it more safer. But nobody really talk about the mental aspect of it. I have many interviews like this, and what I talk mostly is about, I call it, the title is a healthy lifestyle starts within. And in that talk, I basically again divided to 3 sections. One is how we improve our lifestyle, which I explain how we do it with our daily habits, our food, like what we eat, our physical activities, how we can keep our muscles, our body, our tissues strong and keep us healthy. And then I talk about the mental strength, which I talk about how our brain works and how we can keep our brain more active. Because if you don't have the motivation of life, nothing else matters. One of the reasons that people get in depressions, anxiety, and all the mental related issues, such as later on, which causes dementia and Alzheimer and all that kind of things, is because of our mindset are not sharp enough. We are not working properly with our mind, our brain. As a result, we get to depression. We're not socializing properly. We don't have companion. We don't commit something. We don't, especially watching bad news. That is the worst thing you can do these days.
There's plenty of that to watch.
That is media making money of it. We become their best market when they are talking about bad news. Just everybody is listening and everybody get nervous, getting anxiety. Once, like 5 months ago, was about Trump, and then was about COVID. Name it. Always they're talking about something about these things to sell their advertisements. They want the viewers, right?
Sure. They go for that sensationalism.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The third part of my talk usually is about how important is our living space, or could be living or working. Every single of us who are listening to this interview are living or sitting in a contained place, which is either a home or it's a workplace. It doesn't have to be, we don't have to treat our working or living space like an Amazon delivery box. It has to have character. It has to show our character. And the more we show our character to our living space, the more we can enjoy it. And enjoyment is something, a gift from universe for us. This enjoyment could be celebrating our achievements. It could be celebrating our goals that we had. It could be, our hobbies. If you have done marathon, if you have done biking, or any sports related, or anything else that you've been, crazy about or craving all the time in your life. So you can express that in your decoration. It could be in your living space, your wallpaper, anything like that. Unfortunately, most of the people forget about how their living space is important for them, and their walls and their coverings and all the furniture is so boring. It should be appreciated. If you don't appreciate your life, who will? And the more you appreciate your life, you're basically creating the opportunity for your brain to feel much better and get excited about life, and get away from the stress, or get away from anxiety, or get away from all those mental diseases.
So you do a lot more than most architects do then. You look at it from a much broader perspective.
Architects today, I can call them our architect. They're more architect. They're technical people that they're trying to build your home or design your home. But architecture is a whole view of art, techniques of building construction, and the human life. This place that we are designing has to contain life. It has to create the opportunity for the person who lives there. Every morning you wake up in your room, you have to be excited about your goals. You have to be excited about your life. I try to see what is your goal in 5 years and try to find elements that create that emotion for you. We are human people who want visually get excited about things, and we have to create that excitement in our house. Everybody could be house, could be apartment, or anything. Everybody lives in a place, and our place that we live in is one of the most expensive investments. So why we have to make this investment a passive investment? It could be an active one that gives back to us by creating a better version of us that can create a better production in our work. It can create a better husband, better wife, a better child. It can create a better family. So our relationship will even depends on our living space.
So do people generally seek you out because you do look at it from this broader perspective? Is that pretty much the image that you have, your reputation?
That is the image I want to build, and I'm building it. This is, I was myself working the same as like everybody else for past 30 plus years, even though I have almost 1,000 happy clients, but the perspective I have, it's been more broadened or more, I'm trying to work on it much more actively within the last year or two.
I imagine it's very satisfying work for you to have that many clients that have appreciated your work. It must be real satisfying for you.
Of course, I mean, at the end of the day, some people have their work and their hobby separately. They're two separate. For me, since I've been introduced to architecture, my hobby and my work was the same. I loved what I do. First of all, I like challenges.
Yeah.
The more difficult the job is, the more I enjoy. Of course, it has its own stress, but that is how your brain works. And if you don't have challenges every day on your life, then you will get your mind, your brain is going to get lazy. It's exactly the same way that you're working on your muscles every day. If you don't work on your muscles, they get lazy. If they get lazy, you eventually lose them. You lose their ability, you lose their tissues.
Yeah.
Same way it works in your brain. If you don't work in your brain properly, make it work better for you, or you don't activate it, you will lose the ability of calculation, ability of happiness, and then results to things that I mentioned already.
Yeah. So do you work all over the world?
I did a lot. Recently, I'm more concentrated in Canada, Vancouver to be specific, but I'm opening up the market again for international work. I'm open for anybody, anywhere in the world who wants to, but not any type of work. If I'm going out of my zone, I would like to talk to a person who loves to have a design outside the box. He doesn't want to, if they want to something ordinary, I'm sorry, I'm not there. I'm not going to be able to help them. Somebody who wants to be different, who wants make a different their lifestyle and make a different in the global global architecture. Let's say, put it that way. Everybody can design a regular house, but a house that can be memorable, like the Frank Lloyd Wright, for example, everybody is going to remember that his waterfall house.
Yeah.
So I want to work with those kind of clients who have that kind of mindset that they want to stand out of the crowd.
Yeah. And I imagine you don't have poor clients. You probably deal with the upper echelon of people, correct?
Not necessarily.
No?
Not necessarily. I love to have those clients as well, but of course, in the city that I live in, anybody who lives in who has a house is a millionaire, because the houses market is so expensive here. I help an average person. An average person I'm talking about has to be at least making $80,000 to $100,000 a year. So I don't know. That could be. It's not an upper level. It's more like a medium level of people. But I don't care about how much money you have. I care about what you want to achieve. There are times that my fees would be not suitable for you to afford me, but there are times that what I offer would be a whole lot more that you cannot afford not hiring me. So if you want to go with somebody else, you would not gain the value in terms of ROI, the value of the square footage that you receive. You get the value of the peace of mind that you get in terms of the quality work, the quality of the design, all that kind of things. If you're a smart person, you might lose money if you don't hire me.
Yeah.
That does be part of.
So you sound like you're a motivator and salesperson also. So all that part of your process?
Not necessarily. I wish I was better a salesperson. I'm a very introverted person. I don't feel that I'm a good salesperson at all. I can talk about my projects and motivate people for their achievements and all kind of things. But when it gets to sell, I don't know if I'm a good salesperson. That's why I need help with the salesperson as well. Yeah, the point is finding the right client is very difficult, because people trying to compare you with others, and the value that I'm offering, it's much more. So as a result, I have to decline many of clients just because of that mindset they have. They don't think of, okay, they are hiring me. Like, for example, if you want to buy a Toyota versus a Tesla. So I'm not anything against Toyota, but Tesla is offering a whole lot more value with almost the same price than a Toyota. I mean, maybe you're going to pay a little bit more on Tesla, but hey, there's no brainer. What are you going to do? You're going to buy a Tesla, right? So again, I'm not trying to compare anything this way to. There are some people like Toyota. There are some people like Tesla. I'm just trying to get a value to explain about the value that I'm offering.
So do you only work for individual clients, or do you also have realtors that you build maybe several buildings for at the same time?
You were talking about developers?
Right.
I used to work for developers as well. However, I found out after a while working with developers, I lose my soul. I don't have I'm become a part of a production, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
I like to have a connection with my clients and to know who I'm designing for, I don't want to build another box. I don't want to build an Amazon box. I want to build a Christmas box.
Yeah.
I want to build a Christmas gift box for you, for your present that you enjoy every moment you're looking at it.
Yeah.
But the difference between an Amazon box, yeah, it's from outside, is just a box. But when you get it in a more presentable, much nicer, when you look at it, a box, you enjoy it.
Yeah. So are you one of the best at what you do?
I can't say that, no. There's a lot of people better than me, but I know not many people think the way I think. There's a difference between creativity. There are a lot of creative designers and architects out there. What I am getting into is trying to help people. The reason that I'm in this conversation with you is not that I want to sell my architectural services. I want to help people to understand how they can live better before they get to age of 60 or 65. And I'm not trying to teach them how to live better. I'm just trying to present them the better lifestyle and how they can achieve it.
Yeah.
So my conversation is not trying to selling my architectural skills. I'm trying to sell my holistic view of life, how I can help others before to get to the point that is too late and they might have to end up to a senior house that they don't want to get there. They don't have any hope that they can help themselves. They cannot live independently. I don't want that to happen. So the sooner that you think about your life and your lifestyle, the better you can avoid those kind of tragedies.
Yeah. So do you have a whole team of people that work with you, or do you mostly work alone?
No, I have different people working with me. I have architects who work with me. I have 3D developers. I have a marketing team by itself is a big team. So they have a production, management, and marketing.
So if somebody wanted a house designed, they would come to you and you would take care of everything, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
In the city that I live in, I can help them with the whole process from concept all the way to pre-construction, and then even I can help them with the finding the right contractor. But if somebody calls me from Korea and wants my service, so what I would do after I interview the client to see if we are the right match, then I have to find a local designer or architect that can accept design from me and then help the client. So what I'm selling here, my intellectual property, my design idea, and that person will take care of the remaining, which is dealing with the local code. Let's say, for example, North American standards are very similar. Like you live in Texas, right?
I'm in Tennessee.
Tennessee, okay. The North American standards are very similar in many cases. But again, if I want to present a drawing to the county to get a permit, there are so many things that I have to know that I don't want to. So I can design the layout, and most of the details are similar, except some maybe very small details here and there might be different, like a climate zone and these kind of things, or there's things related to soil and this kind of things that we have to hire a local engineer and local designer. So in that case, I will team up with a local architect or designer, which I have a mastermind group of fellow architects and designers that we work together, and then I get their help. The point is, in this case, the clients wants my design. I offer the appropriate design for them. when we getting to the working drawing and getting the remaining work, which is related to the permit and everything, I hand it out to a local architect.
Yeah. Do you have famous clients that you use for references?
Famous clients, there are actually most of them local. Sarah McLaughlin, I really like to. One of them, my job was very close to her, and we had some contact. I don't know, you know Sarah McLaughlin?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, she's one of the celebrity that lives around here, and I can say I didn't work directly with her. Yeah, but she's one of the celebrities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're also an author. So does your book help people to choose the right architect, or how? No.
No. As I mentioned, the book is just about. First of all, is about your lifestyle. It is not a how-to guide. It's stories. It is about if you want to live in a aging in place type of lifestyle, what you have to do in your renovation, for example, or your house, what kind of standards you have to follow. And then it's in terms of the colors, in terms of the it's more helping the clients, homeowners by itself, to choose the, or when they're choosing a designer or a contractor, that contractor or designer has a knowledge of aging in place. And aging in place, you can find different books about that. But as I mentioned, a lot of these books are a how-to, which is more just standards, standard of this, standard. I don't want to talk about standards because it's going to be boring for homeowners. This book is meant to help homeowners to have a short, enjoyable read and stories, and getting to understand what can help them to enjoy their life in their home when they get to the age of 60 plus.
Okay. So where can people get your book?
Beyond-ages.com. That is my website that it connects to Amazon, that I'm selling on Amazon. So again, beyond-ages.com.
Okay, great. Well, I've enjoyed talking to you. Is there anything else you want to share that I haven't given you an opportunity to say?
One thing that I want to say before I finish the conversation is for the first part of usually my talk, which is a lifestyle change or improvement. Our body is a gift of universe, and every tissues that in our body is, we have to take care of them. We have to take care of every gift that we got from the universe, and we have different ways of enjoying this life. One of the most easiest and most important ones is food. I really encourage everybody to think twice before grabbing anything to eat. Better eat less, but more quality, and pay attention to the time that you spend. Don't just stuff it in, just fill your body. Just enjoy every bite of it and get better quality. If you can afford it, organic. If not, better quality food rather than junk food or fast food or anything like that.
Yeah.
So eating a proper food, it will nourish your body and eventually nourish your soul. A healthy body is a healthy soul.
Well, that makes sense to me.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for being my guest. I really appreciate it.
It was nice talking to you.
And folks, thanks for tuning in to Holding On with Holder. Please subscribe to my channel. And feel free to share this video all over social media. And if you want your home designed, this is a man to talk to. He knows what he's talking about. Thank you, brother. Good night. Thanks for my guests. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.